We are at the start of a new year. Everybody is casting their vision, creating their vision boards, setting their goals, setting intentions, and mapping a way forward this first quarter. I just want to talk to you about two things I think are very important in the midst of all that. One is being present, and the second is overcoming your fears. My name is Jennifer Mitchell Early. I help individuals and teams achieve organizational and personal success. So if you're interested in following me, you please do so. Hit the subscribe button if you want tips, tools, and resources to achieve your goals and pursue passion. So I am going through the same thing I'm talking to you about being present, living more out loud than online, and overcoming my fears in the process. And I think that's so important, not to get caught up in just creating your vision board and mapping out writing down your goals and your objectives and setting your intention, but also being present each and every day. This is the month of my birthday, and I have more life behind me than I do ahead of me. And while that's a sobering thought, it is very realistic and one that has kind of put me on a different path this year, and I prayerfully going forward. Probably about a couple months ago, was in the midst of posting, and I thought, you know what, I'm tired of posting. I mean, for business purposes, that's one thing. If you follow my channel, you know I do weekly videos. If you follow me on IG, you know I do posts as well. But I'm talking about like personal posts and, posting everything you do. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've been able to keep up and catch up with a lot of people that I don't see on a day-to-day basis, who are able to see my parents, who were, stakeholders in our community. My mother was a teacher, and a lot of people, keep up with my parents, including their friends, through their social affiliations with me online. So there's nothing wrong with it. I think when you become all consumed in it, like for me, and I'm just talking about for me, when you're posting multiple times a day, every day, about everything you're doing, it's almost like you're not able to live and be in the present in your own life, because you're so busy trying to document everything online and come up with your captions and all those things that I really love. For Facebook, for example, when the memories come back up and you see that things that you've forgotten, some years ago. Some things come up for me for 7 or 8 years, depending on how long you've been on Facebook, on the platform. And so I really enjoy those things. However, I felt in my spirit as if that became a priority, right? That was a priority, and I needed to really look at my life and prioritize where I am, where I want to go, and the people that are important to me. So some relationships have fallen off, and I'm okay with that. Some, have kind of diverged. We've gone in divergent paths, and sometimes that happens in life. You're not upset with anybody, or vice versa. Just life takes you in a different direction. Everybody can't go where God is taking you. So I'm okay with that. But I'm also in the middle of my life. I have a, young adult daughter. I have aging parents who, praise God, are in wonderful, wonderful shape. Healthy, can get, we just walked a 5K hike today. And, at some points in the path, they were ahead of me. So that is definitely a blessing. But I learned that, I'm fortunate to have those relationships. I'm fortunate to have my daughter, who very much still wants to, hang out with her old mom and spend time with her mother and share her life with me. And I have parents who are, aging gracefully and still want to be active and get out and travel. And so that is a priority for me, and I'm unapologetic about that. I would rather spend time with my family than be out, in the streets, or out in the club or partying or whatever, or even spend, I'm not going to devote all my life working. I'm grateful that early on in my career, the Lord had been dealing with me in my spiritual walk, as well as in my career, with balance, like not letting the pendulum go too far to the right, or then swing too far to the left, but to be balanced. And so professionally, I've been able to achieve that balance, achieve the lifestyle that I want, where, I'm a type A personality, where I'm head in and I'm focused, and I'm, I am, I persevere, and, I can be rigid. I have a time for that, and have a time where I can woosah and I can let things go, and I can focus on me and focus on my family and focus on my passions and my pursuits and the things and my purpose and the things that, God has gifted me to be able to do. So I was fortunate enough to learn that, and now I feel like there's another shift. And if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, I talk about the transitions and how the Lord has dealt with me in my transitions, and how sometimes you get my attention because I become complacent, I become comfortable where I am. God will shake everything that can be shaken, everything kind of, there's some type of chaos or upheaval in my life, and then things settle again when, I'm now going in the direction that God was trying to get me to go in. And I think we all are. I think we all have situations like that where we become comfortable in something, and I don't like change, even though I'm a change practitioner. And I know that's kind of crazy, but that's the truth. And I think we all have times in our lives where, we're comfortable and we don't want to move because of the fear of the unknown. And so in this season of life in particular, with everything that's going on in the world and everything that we've been through and everything that is to come, I think that it's important to be present day to day, to enjoy life, to not live with regrets, to not be put off tomorrow what can be, handled today, and to be really in those moments, to really enjoy and appreciate and be grateful for what's going on now. I mean, currently I'm out of town. I'm in somebody else's backyard. You hear their dogs barking because they know that someone else is in the neighbor's yard that they're not familiar with. And but I'm enjoying these moments. I woke up late this morning. We had something scheduled that was time constrained that we needed to get to. And I also needed to check us back into our flights. And because of the activity we had the day before, my phones were silenced. And I slept through the alarm. And so I was really, really bummed waking up to know that I missed the time that I had set aside to check us in, and that things would not go as planned. But I had to adjust, like I had to adapt. And a lot of times in life, things will happen that catch us off guard. There are bumps in the road, there's detours on the journey, and we have to learn to be able to shift and to adapt and to accept where we are so that we can continue to move forward. So being present as you start this new year, my prayer for you is that you're able to be present in every moment, good and bad, because even in the moments that you think are not what you planned, like for me this morning, when I was able to settle, regroup, and move forward, I was actually in a better position than what I would have been had my plans, come to fruition the way that I intended them to or thought that they would. So be present. Take every moment and then try to sit back in those moments that are not so great, because we all have the not so great moments, and try to think, okay, what am I supposed to get out of this? What am I learning from this? And if things turn out to be better than you thought, then to sit back and reflect and say, aha, okay, I got it. I understand it. And to be thankful in those moments, no matter the moment, to be thankful that, you're still here, to count your blessings, your family, your health, yourself, all of those things. If you're blessed to be able to do something you love every day, even on those taxing days, we all have those days where you're thinking like, why? Like, I need a do-over, or TGIF, let's hurry up and get this week done. But ultimately, if you're able to do some things that you really enjoy in life, to be thankful for that. If you have family that you love and that love you, to be thankful for that. To be thankful to have joy, to be thankful to have peace, to be thankful to have shelter, to be thankful to have all of your needs met. That's the one thing. And the second thing I want to talk to you today about is overcoming fear. So I'm out of town. I'm in beautiful Arizona. which is very mountainous. For someone who is afraid of heights is challenging. And so we've taken a couple adventures where literally I have prayed up a mountain and back down the mountain, right? And been wanting to stop and been wanting to say, you know what, that's okay, I'll forego it. But reminding myself to be present, and reminding myself to take advantage of things that I may never have an opportunity to take advantage of. Again, you have to, your spirit has to overcome your body. There are going to be physiological responses to things. Like for me, my breath catches. It's hard for me to catch my breath. Some people tremble. Some people, feel the urge to eliminate one way or the other. Some people, whatever it is, whatever, it can be paralyzing. Physiological responses to fear can be paralyzing, and our mind is so much stronger than our will, right? We may say, okay, we're going to do this, but then when you start moving into it and your mind starts causing your body to respond in these ways physiologically, then you think, that's okay, and trust. During my time here, there were many times I was like, wave my white flag, it's done, I'm over it. But thankfully my spirit is stronger than both my mind and my will. So I just leaned into my faith and moved forward in it. And it was like 2 times that I really thought, I don't know if it's worth it. But then I thought, no, it was worth not even the outward manifestation of what I was doing, like the destination I was going to, the views, all of that, the joy of my parents, for them, and to watch them experience it, and to know that I played a part in that. But beyond that was knowing that when it was all said and done, like I did it, like I made it, like I felt like I was gonna die, but I didn't. I'm still here. And so there are things that are holding you back that deep down inside, and even the excuses that you made for those things that hold you back, why you won't do them, right? And nobody else needs to know that, but you know it. And so I'm going to challenge you this year to step out of fear and into faith. Whatever it is, whether it's heights for you, whether it's changing jobs, whether it's pursuing passion, whether it's learning a new skill and going back to school, or taking a workshop or some type of training for it, and thinking, we're so consumed with what people will say or what people will think. But I want to share with you what kind of motivates me, is that I don't want to live with regrets. I want to move in whatever God has for me. I want everything He has for me. And I don't want to get to the end of my life and think, man, I should have done X, Y, and Z. I don't enjoy flying because I don't like heights. And so there's some places that I have said early on in life, like, I'm not going to go because that flight is greater than 2 hours, or whatever the case may be. And that's kind of crazy to put yourself in a box and to hold yourself back from all the experiences that are available to us in life because we're afraid. So whatever it is, I'm going to encourage you to take small steps. You don't have to, like, there's a pool back here. You don't have to go jump into the pool. How about you just unlace your shoes? We start with that. How about you just, next, you decide to kick off your shoes. Ease off a sock a little bit later on. Walk to the edge of the pool. Look at how beautiful and clear the water is. Imagine yourself sticking a toe in that pool. Imagine how the water feels around your toe, right? And then when you feel brave enough, go ahead and stick your toe, just your toe, into the water and see how that feels. Little by little, you stick your foot, you submerge your entire foot into that water. And you're like, okay, all right. And then you notice the pool. You notice how many feet the pool is from one end to the next. And you realize that there's a shallow part of the pool. There's an entrance where you can, wade into the water. That's how you embrace these new transitions in life that have been holding you back, or you've been held back from by fear. What say you're looking to transition. A lot of people watch this channel because they're looking to transition, in particular to training and development. But let's say you're looking to transition into whatever. Let's say you're sitting by the proverbial pool. You're just clicking through Google, doing some searches on jobs or organizations that you think are pretty cool, that might be interesting to work for, that you've heard a lot of great things about, that have some opportunities. You're just sitting by the pool. You're just looking at opportunities, checking out the company, nothing real in depth, just, taking note of them. And then you decide, hey, this might be worth looking at a little bit more closely. So you unlace your shoes. You start getting your resume together, just in case you find something interesting. And as you perfect your resume, or you're happy with it, you decide, I'm gonna just kick these shoes off. Let me see if I'm comfortable posting it. I'm gonna keep it private right now. I'm gonna keep the resume private, but I'm gonna at least I'm gonna post it, right? Or keep it somewhere where it's ready to be posted. And then as you continue to mull this over, you're getting comfortable, and you're overcoming that fear of change and fear of what happens if you jump out here and look for another job. You decide to take off your socks. You're like, yeah, you're ready to post it and make it public. Not everywhere, just maybe a site or two. Take your name off so you have some anonymity. So, someone, if you're working currently, doesn't know that you're out here looking. And as you look and you think, yeah, I do want to do this, and I do have the qualifications for it, and I have mastered this, and this does look like an opportunity. And you've done, as you sat close to the pool, you look to see what type of reviews that company has, what other employees have said about it. And then you decide, yeah, I'm going to stick my toe in the pool. I'm going to respond. If recruiters reach out to me, I'm gonna respond, see what they're talking about, have an introductory conversation. And then we decide to wade in the pool. We decide to interview and entertain offers. That's the way you move into things. Just using that as an example. So this year, I want you to be present. I want you to experience every day. So many times we go through the day, or we rush experiences because we're tired of it. Like, oh, I just can't wait to get through the winter. I can't wait for the spring or the summer, because then I'm going to go on vacation, blah, 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 blah. And then you look up and 6 months have passed, and you're like, man, it's the summer. And then before you know it, you're back to winter. And we go through life that way, not being present, not paying attention. And then before you know it, years have passed. I mean, literally years have passed. I can remember when my daughter was young, when she was 2. My daughter is a strong-willed, she was a strong-willed little girl. She was a strong-willed young woman. And I couldn't wait to get her out of Pampers. Number one, Pampers cost an arm and a leg. I couldn't wait to get out of Pampers and out of pull-ups. I wanted her to be potty trained, right? That was like, yeah, I can't wait. And then I remember thinking, I can't wait for her to be done with elementary school, right? Because I was like at all the classes, all the parties in elementary school. I was on the field trips. I could be a room mom. My career was flexible enough where I could do that. And I did that from pre-K through 5th grade. And I remember thinking, I can't wait for her to be done with elementary school. Like when she gets to middle school, I'll have some freedom, blah, blah. And then as soon as I thought I can't wait, I remember thinking, okay, high school started, right? And I'm like, okay, I got 4 years before she leaves. But then you start feeling the time, right? You want to slow time down then. You're not trying to speed it up anymore. And so I thought, wait a minute, okay, I got 4 years. And then I was like, oh, we're in junior year. We're in junior year Christmas break, which means I'm going to be senior year soon. And senior came around, unfortunately, you know what happened around 2020, 2021. But it enabled me to get back some time with her because she was in the house taking classes as opposed to being at school, and a lot of the activity had slowed to nothing at all. So she was at home a lot. But I will tell you, that time went by so fast that I wish that there was a break. Like, there are times where we want to put the pedal to the metal and accelerate time. There's times where we want to put brakes on it. As I entered into the middle of life, where I have more life behind me than I have ahead of me, I don't necessarily want to put on brakes. I don't even want to shift into reverse because I don't want to go back. But I do want to enjoy the time that I have, and I want to maximize these moments. So if I can leave you with anything today, it is, in this new year, where you're setting your intentions, where you're making your vision boards and, making your New Year's resolutions, that you resolve to be present, to enjoy life more and live life more than you post about life, and to make this the year that you begin to overcome fears, right? Little by little, step by step. Okay? If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share it, like it, helps the algorithm, so people who need to hear this message hears it. And I will catch you in my next video.